It's time. Time to reach level 700 by using the permanent dough fruit. I will be using an account of one of my viewers in the giveaway from last video. Go and watch that video if you haven't already. It's a very cool video. And I will be using this account with the permanent dough fruit to level up to max. Before we start the video, it will be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe. It only takes 2 seconds just to go down and press the button, and it supports the channel more than you could ever imagine. Alright, so starting on the bandits, look at that, we are just gifted the dough fruit, and then you gotta equip the dough fruit. Let's go down and yep, equip. Look at that, you got the first move, the fried dough. It's really good, guys. Look at that, it's just big AoE. Alright, so now we're starting on the bandits. Don't worry, they're really easy. I don't know why I accidentally activated fast mode here. I think I was trying to turn on the counter. The damage counter. Alright, there we go. Grinding the bandits is really easy. Just M1 them, use your M1 clicks, and use the dough fruit Z skill to get a little bit of mastery. Look at how easy they are. Just dead already. Level 7. And then move on to my favorite island. Not really, but you know. Move on to the Fountain City. Like always, I love grinding at the Fountain City. It's so fun to watch me gain so many levels just from killing one NPC. You get about 15 levels just from killing one NPC, and it's just so satisfying. Look at that, check out how many levels you get from one NPC, and mastery too. It's just an amazing way to grind levels and mastery. It's so satisfying. Just keep using the wall strat, and make sure to avoid their their slash move. It has very large AoE and it's very easy to kill you. If you die from killing the Fountain City NPCs, it's probably from that. Alright, so this is about 15 times speed, and kill it in about 10 seconds with the 15 times speed. Alright, time to move on to the desert island. Something unique about me is that I don't really like the desert island. The first NPCs are fun to grind because they're so close to the quest giver, but the second NPCs are so far away from the quest giver, and they're just a massive pain. But don't worry, for those following along with Dough, is actually considered a Logia type fruit. I don't know why. Before the last update, it used to be that you had to get observation haki first, and then it would be considered a Logia. However, they removed that in the update, which makes grinding so easy. Alright, time to move on to the Snow Village. In my opinion, it's one of the best areas to grind in the first sea, because they give a lot of XP, they're close to the quest giver, and you get access to all the skills, the flash step, the Soru, and the other one I don't remember, the haki of course. It makes traveling so much easier. Alright, look at this, look at how easy these ones are to grind too. You just group them together, punch them, and that's it, pretty much. Also, the snowmen, I would not recommend farming them, but they give a lot of EXP, so if you want to farm them, you can. But we're using the dough fruit, so it does a lot of damage, and it's a Logia type, guys, so you don't have to worry about them hitting you. Just use your melee, and look at how easy they die. Alright, time to move on to the Yeti boss. He's a little bit hard with the dough fruit because you don't have a lot of skills and you're using the combat, but you just gotta keep trying to kill him. Look at him, I died quite a bit of times trying to kill this boss, but don't worry, just keep trying, use your dough skills on him, and then run away and hit him, and run away and hit him. That's pretty much all you gotta do. He has this one really big AoE move. If you get close to him while he uses that move, you're kinda stuffed. He's gonna one-shot you. And I didn't put any HP in any points into HP too. I put all of it into melee and fruit because I want to be strong. But I just get killed by the Yeti anyway. Yeah, I really hate this boss. Alright, time to move on to the Marine Ford. Also, this is one of the easiest areas in the game. For me, it's also because of the bosses. For me, I feel like dough fruit was kind of made for PvP and bosses, of course. Of course, it's made for PvP, but it's just the skills. A lot of them are one enemy, not AOE. Especially in the first little bit when you only have one skill. It is AOE, but it's not very strong for AOE. That is the unawakened dough, of course. The awakened dough is just good for anything and everything. And don't worry, I will be awakening the dough fruit in the next video of the dough fruit. It should be released in about a week. Alright, so I decided to grind these NPCs until about level 190 instead of grinding lower Skypia, because dough doesn't really have a fly ability, which is really annoying as the NPCs force you to go down to grind them. Moving on to my favorite area for the first sea, the prison. I really love how much EXP the bosses and NPCs give, and they're so close to the quest giver too, which makes grinding there so quick. Not to mention that they are close to the quest giver, which makes grinding in this area so quick. And killing bosses with dough fruit is just so easy, guys. Just the boss fruit seems like it was definitely made for killing bosses, but you don't even need the dough fruit to kill bosses, because you can just wall strat them as sin. It's just so easy for grinding. And also you can kill three bosses in one server, which means you can get anywhere from 3 to 5 levels per server. Don't worry guys, this is very OP for grinding. A lot of people hate this island, but I really like this island, guys. It's just such a good island to grind. Just so many people say that they hate it, but I don't even understand why. Look at how easy I'm killing the bosses. It's like I'm already level 350. I decided to grind here for a bit longer than usual. Just grind here until level 350. That's just because these bosses are so easy to grind. You get 3 to 5 levels for grinding. And I also decided to skip past the Colosseum and the Magma Village, because Colosseum is just one of my least favorite areas in the first sea. And Magma Village, the NPCs have haki, so they're very hard to grind, especially with dough fruit, because it has not very many AoE attacks, so you're mostly relying on your M1s of melee. And yeah, it's just, you don't want to be using the dough fruit skills all the time to kill the enemies, kill the NPCs, so you just rely on your M1 clicks. So instead of killing the enemies at the Magma Island, I just kept grinding at the prison, because not to mention it's my favorite area to grind. It just makes it more fun to grind it, you know. Alright, so now moving on to the underwater city, which is also one of the easiest to grind in the game, one of the easiest areas to grind. Considering how easy the NPCs are to kill, and also how much EXP they give. The boss in this area is also wall stratable, which is just when you stand behind a wall and spam your M1s, which makes grinding in this area just so much fun, guys. I really love this area. I would also love to know everyone's opinion on what fighting style is the best in the first sea. I always like to grind using Fishman Karate because it has high damage, quick attack speed paired with decent range and good skills. Type it in the comments section what your favorite fighting style is for grinding in the first sea. Alright, moving on to the upper sky area. This area is also decently easy. Just make sure you get low gear on the NPCs before grinding them. But just the Whisper boss can be a little bit hard, but just keep using your skills and just spamming him and you'll be fine. You should unlock the C skill by this point, which is gonna make life so much easier. Just keep spamming your C skill, your Z skill, and your X skill to kill the bosses, and it just makes life really easy. And guys, a fun fact about me is that I personally don't really like using the dough fruit for PvP. It's probably my least favorite fruit for PvP. It's because You kill people so easily that it just removes the fun. It's such a repetitive combo, and I like to use less common fruits. Like for me, it's just like Control, Blizzard, anything that's less common is just like more fun for me. I also like grinding with soul fruit or PvPing with soul fruit, but people still call it no skill. No matter what you use, people will call it no skill. That's the Blox suits community for you. Trying to kill you at every turn. Yeah, just also in this first sea, you don't really have to watch out for bounty hunters, but they're still there's bullies trying to kill you while you're grinding. Just gotta watch out for them. I would love to know what your favorite PvP fruit is. Make sure you tell me in the comment section down below. It also helps YouTube know to recommend my videos. Alright, moving on to the final area, the Fountain City. I would just like to recommend grinding the Gallic Pirates until max level, or not max level, 700, because they have low gear and they're easy to kill. Being paired with close to the quest giver, it makes it very easy to get to level 700 with these NPCs. Keep in mind that if you're feeling strong, you can go grind Cyborg at level 674. However, I didn't do this because I wanted mastery on the dough fruit. So it's less effort in the last sea, in the second sea when I'm awakening the fruit. You know, because you have to get the mastery up to 300, and yeah, it's just a lot easier to grind it now while you're leveling up than to grind it later. Alright, and that's it. That's pretty much it for the video. Level 700 already. And alright, look at that. Dough is just so easy to grind with, guys. I would recommend it myself. If you're playing the game for the first time, dough fruit, if you get it from a random fruit or someone is really nice and gives it to you, I would definitely recommend to keep it. Especially when you reach the second sea and you start to awaken it, it's going to be a much better fruit to grind than something like, light's still good, but dough might be better for the third sea and the second sea. I'm not too sure. It just depends on your preferences. Awakened dough is still pretty good in comparison to light. Alright, and that's it for the video. That's it for me. Please subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Considering you watched the whole video, you enjoy the content anyway, these Noobs to Pro content, and it helps the channel out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.